Yo, 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 what it is, Raider Nation, Raiderholics. As you can see, it's me, it's your boy, GQ man in the house. Still waiting on Quiet Q to pull up. My boy Thor, he is indisposed at the moment. You know what I mean? He gonna be here on the next one. He had a little snafu, so hopefully our boy heals up quickly so we can get him back on the show. As you see that he is in the comments, in the comment section. So, man, I just want to say welcome back. You know what I mean? It's another night, another show, another installment of this here Raider Nation Drinking Club, man. And as always, with myself, man, I want to start out by saying just shout out to all the new members, man. Everybody that has initiated. I know there's been some stuff going on the cruises. People been at their houses, whatever the case may be. All the new Raiderholics, everybody that just initiated. Welcome to the Raider Nation Drinking Club, man. We appreciate y'all. This family is just all about love. It's all about togetherness. You know what I mean? We definitely have no care about who, where, what, where you from, man. Do you love the Raiders? Do you like to drink? Do you like to party? Do you like to hang out with family? Do you like to eat? Because you know we gonna throw down. You know what I mean? So salute to all of our new members, man. So, you know, shout out to y'all. I want to wait a couple seconds here, see if we get some people up here in these chats, man. You know, I'm gonna wait on y'all. Don't worry. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and get my beverage together. Well, the way it is. It is, my brother. It's gonna be a wild weekend for sure. What up, Cisco? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Good, good. But yeah, man. So we got 3 days left, y'all. Right? 3 days left. Welcome to everybody that's in, everybody that's coming in. 3 days left. You know what I mean? Y'all know what time it is, man. It's another time, opportunity to build. You know what I mean? Another opportunity to welcome new members, new family members, right, to the nation. Opportunity to build for the future, right? To stack this roster and ultimately move towards the goal that we're trying to achieve, right? Which is to get that fourth ring. You know what I mean? Um, that's what it's all about, right? So no matter who it is, no matter what the pick is, you know what I mean? We all got our opinion on it, but no matter who the pick is, you feel me? Um, no matter who the pick is, we definitely need to be able to add immediate impact. You know what I'm saying? Immediate impact to the squad. You feel me? I'm gonna change a little perspective here. There we go. All right. Draft Genty. We need to hear the I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. That definitely is what up, Melissa? I didn't mean to skip on you. I see you in here. The Helms in here. But yeah, I feel you, bro. I feel you with the Genty pick, bro. I like it. That wouldn't be a bad pick. We talked about this a little bit. That would not be a bad pick. And honestly, that would be a very advantageous pick for us. I explained to you why I thought so. You know what I mean? When you just talk about impact player, generational player, playmaker, right? We cannot have you can never have too many of those, right? Playmaker, dynamic playmakers. You know what I mean? What up, boy? Thanos, Black Thanos in the house. you can't have too many playmakers, man. And all the you don't want to reach on a running back, and there's a lot of running back. There are a lot of running backs. So let me preface this by saying this. If we happen to win another direction, if they win another direction, like let's say Genty's off the board, right? And or even if he's not off the board and they decided they wanted to go another direction with somebody else that was there are other running backs that will be quality backs, right? Like not even taking nothing from them. They will be solid quality backs. But the dynamic type of player that Genty is, bro, the combination of players that he is, he immediately creates a threat on the offense, a existential threat immediately, to where now you have to focus on what is going on with this cat. But while you're trying to focus on what's going on with that run game, and that will be him to be able to hold that down, the run game. Obviously, the other cats behind, Mozart, White, whoever, Sincere, but when you got somebody that is like, okay, we got to make sure that we account for the dynamic type of player that he is, but at the same time, we got another one of those in Brock Bowers, right? So Brock Bowers has to get the ball delivered to him from Geno and Genty. So can you imagine you got Genty, you're doing like RPOs, you're doing like read options, you know what I mean? You're doing play action pass with Genty, with Bowers, with Jacoby, with Trey, with whoever the X receiver is that we pick up. You know what I mean? Like, again, it could be that Genty could just be just as good as any of the other backs when it comes to, the production in the NFL. And you could say on paper, but I mean, they all played in college football last year, and they wasn't playing on paper. That nigga was killing. He was out there doing his thing. So you got to give him his respect in terms of best player available, right? All those other running backs is dope, but when we're looking at best player available, just like how we picked up Brock Bowers, right? He was the best player available. He was the best playmaker available. So yeah, there were other playmakers. There were other playmakers available when we took Brock Bowers, but he was the best playmaker available, right? He's the best in his position. And so if we're going to get a running back, why are we not getting the best running back at his position? And also arguably the best playmaker in the draft, right? So now you got two. So that's just where I feel with it. But again, if they didn't go with that, what up? Let me come back. So here's the thing about that, Reef, which is that's a valid point, my man. That's a valid point. But along with running back being deep in this draft, cheers to y'all. Let me show you get the little glass of it. Yeah. But O-line is deep too in this draft, bro. O-line is deep in this draft. So I don't doubt that. And you're talking about a cat like Spytech, right, who has a propensity for making sure that he can shore up the O-line. And I know he know a little bit something about it. We got to see it done, but I feel like we will be able to shore up the O-line. We don't like getting Mumbai or Campbell if they're available right there, right, would also be great. I said I wouldn't argue that. I wouldn't argue them taking any of those tackles right there. But also, just like there's other running backs deep in the draft, there's other guards and tackles. There's other tackles that can move the guard. There's other players in the O-line spot that's deep. So I feel like we can be able to solidify the O-line, shore it up a little bit. You know what I mean? We're giving in, huh? What it do? Welcome in, y'all. I would not be opposed to taking Sanders either, right? And some people would, well, why take a quarterback and we can, do this and that. But when you got a quarterback who can be the quarterback of the future, now the only thing I'm thinking about with Sanders, with taking a player like Sanders, we don't expect him to play first year. I don't expect him to play the first year, but is he going to sit for 3 years, right? Because we signed Geno to this contract. Geno's going to play, and he's going to play for at least 2. He's going to play for at least 2. Is Sanders going to sit for 3? You know what I mean? It could still work out, and he could be a guy from the future to work under Geno and learn a game, get his tutelage, under another good black quarterback. Yeah, I wouldn't be mad, but man, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Hey, I feel that too. I feel that, brother. I feel that. Come in and make an impact. That's what I was saying at the beginning, man. Come in and make an impact, right? We need these cats, whoever it is. Oh man, you already know, Cisco. That this right here, this is a goddamn wet dream, because ain't no way Travis Hunter's falling to 6, bro. Ain't no way. Now, whether or not we would try to make a move up to get him, I doubt. You know what I mean? We would try to spend that to get him, but bruh, yeah, nah. If Travis Hunter fell to 6, bro, that shit is crazy. No, Reef. No, he's not a better value than Travis Hunter, but Travis Hunter's not falling to 6. You got to look at it in context of what's gonna happen, bro. Travis Hunter, in terms of playmakers, those are the 2. Genty is a better playmaker than Ted McMillan, or the receiver from Arizona, or any other offensive player that you're going to talk about. Any other offensive player that you're going to talk about, Genty is a better value. He's a better playmaker. He's a better option outside of Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter brings you that duality. You know what I mean? And he's top notch at both. So it's not just the novelty of a two-way player, but he's actually top. And you right, Reef. You right. That's why I said I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad at it. And they could. They could, because he's a value player. He's a value player. So I would not be surprised if he went before 6. That's the type of player that he is. But this is the type of player that people were saying that we should not get. A player that potentially other teams want before 6 is a player that we should pass up on if he comes to us, because there's other running backs in the league, in the draft. I don't know. I don't know, man. But hey, like there's a couple different directions that the team could go. You know what I mean? Let's see. So everybody in the chat, who do you want? I mean, we've been talking about it, but who do you want? Who do you want? There's 9 people, 10 people in here. Hey, go call your people. Call your people and tell them that the show is cracking right now and get them in here. Tell them to get them in here. Get them on in here. It's cats in here from New York. Shout out to the Core 4, man. Shout out to the homies out there in New York on the East Coast. Even anybody else that's out on the East Coast that's still tapping in, man. It's 12:16 out there where they at, man, and they still in here. If you on the West Coast, you got no excuse. D-Train, what it do? Yes, sir. Yep, that's right, bro. That's all you 1,000% right. You 1,000% right. All that they out there in They out there in Florida, right? They was out there in Florida working out, or Gino was out there, right? And they out there flicking it up, out there looking like they was play cousins. But I think that would be great for Sanders, though. Honestly, to polish his game up. You know what I mean? Gino is a player, man. He's a high quality player, and I know that when you look at his career and you look at how it started out and him getting to where he's going right now. No, he coming through battling injuries and shit like that, but his last 3 or 4 years, bro, Gino's been doing his thing. It hasn't garnered or won him no like Super Bowl or nothing like that, but he's definitely been playing his ass off. He's been throwing for at least 4,000 yards or something like that every year. This year he did have this past year he had the little touchdown to interception discrepancy, right? It was like 21 touchdowns or something like that to 16 picks. You go back and you look at some of the games. Some of those picks came off of receivers' hands. So, I mean, you credit them to about like 11 picks, right? So 21 touchdowns, 11 picks, 4,000 yards, 4,000 last year, 3,000 or something the year before that. Winning comeback player of the year. You know what I'm saying? And then when you just look at the eye test in terms of him on the field, being able to make plays, with his legs, with his arms, with his vision, you know what I'm saying? Like he's definitely going to be a quality step in. He's not going to be, I feel like him coming in is going to be more like Jason Campbell coming in than fucking, whoever the else bum came in. I feel like this is going to be more like a Jason Campbell, right? Situation where Jason Campbell was balling. We was doing the thing, and then he just got hurt, right? That was the only thing that happened when we had Hugh Jackson, right? That was the only thing that happened with Jason Campbell. He got hurt. If Jason Campbell didn't ever got hurt, bro, we would have been cooking. And I feel like this is the same type of vibe with Gino. It's like that type of vibe where this is going to be a good quality veteran coming in to be a cool little bridge, man. We got to see it. We got to see it work, though, right? We got to see it work. But that's okay. We willing. I mean, that's what we're here for, right? To see what's popping. Abdul Carter. And yeah, he's definitely won't be there. He's the only straight defensive player. Hold on, I'm gonna go back to your comment, Thor. You said Abdul is the only straight defensive player that you take in the first round. So you wouldn't take no other defensive player in the first round, Thor? You going all offense, right? We say we gotta stack the that's what I'm saying though. We got a player like Gene T. Like I feel like you have to add a playmaker like that on your offense, man. Like you have to. It'd be ridiculous, man. That's just what I feel. Who else, man? Who else? Who y'all want? Who y'all want? Thor, the only person that said who he wanted. I want to know who y'all want, chat. That's true, right? Travis Hunter with the half D. I'm gonna wait till I see something in this chat. I'm gonna wait till I see somebody else say something in this chat about who they want. We got to know what we want, nation. I'm curious. I want to know. I want to hear from y'all. I want to hear from you. Okay. Yes, sir. Quiet Q. He will be coming through in un momento. My brother from another. It's funny too because you know you got GQ, you got quiet Q. People be trying to get the Qs, get the Qs together. Okay. Q said he want Travis, he want Carter, or he want Sanders. Travis Carter said so. That's two. Yeah, that's pretty much like Thor said with the defensive players, right? Or Sanders. So Q actually wants the quarterback. Do I want the quarterback? Oh man, I know we are starved for a quarterback, bro. Like we're starved for a franchise guy, you know, and Sanders is a quality guy. There's a couple other quality guys out there, right? You know, you got the sudden rise in Shoe, right? A lot of people talking about him. Now you always had Jackson Dart out there, right? Jalen Milroe. There's a lot of speculation with him, right? But I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if I exactly want the quarterback at 6 because I feel like we can get. It won't be Sanders, no. It won't be Sanders. But would it be bad to end up in the second round even picking up Jackson Dart or Shoe if he's even there, right? Because it's said that it might even be 4 quarterbacks going in the first round, which would be crazy, right? Because there's nobody thinking about anybody else besides the 2 at the top, right? Cam and Shador. But the other quarterbacks, Shoe, Jackson Dart, potentially even Jalen Milroe could possibly go somewhere in the first. So I mean, but we could possibly wait, you know, on one of those guys with the 37 pick, right? With the 37, right? That's what we got. I feel like we might be able to get a Jackson Dart or Jalen Milroe, maybe. And with some of the commentators, maybe even Sanders, but I doubt. Right. Right. And that'll be in 3. And that might work, right? And that might work. And that might work. It's just thinking about that, right? Thinking about getting Sanders at that pick at 6 and him not playing for 3 years, which is fine, right? That's how it used to be, right? With the natural progression of quarterbacks, right? But to not be able to utilize the value of that 6 pick when we're trying to win right now it's kind of sketchy to me. And that's, I don't know what that is. It's kind of sketchy to me, right? It's kind of sketchy to me because I feel like we should get something that not only is going to benefit us for the future, but also benefit us right now as we try to win something right now. And we use that 6 pick on Shador, and then we can't, you know what I mean? We pass on GNT, we pass on whoever else could have made an immediate impact for a guy who could possibly be the quarterback of the future, but it won't be until a couple years in the future. Yeah, you know, you got no interest in no other quarterbacks? None? I would take a flyer on Milroe. I would just on his athleticism in terms of where he would go and where he would go. 37, possibly. I would take him at 37. I think I would still take him at 37 and let him sit behind Gino. Like that would be crazy too. Letting Milroe sit behind Geno for 2 or 3 years and letting him develop, because his his talent, his natural talent, bro, is he has tools to work with. He just got to be polished up. But I feel it. Everybody that's saying here right now, man, go ahead and take a shot, man. Take a shot. Take a shot. Take a drink, nation. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you got in your hand, get your beverage. Go ahead and sip up on that thing. But also, when you come into the Raider Nation Drinking Club, when we say take a shot, what that also means is go ahead and like this post or this live stream. Subscribe if you're not subscribed to the channel. Hit that little bell, bing, notification, all that type of stuff, man, so you can know when we on here getting it in with the nation. Man, tell a friend, hit that share button, share, you know what I mean? It's it's proper to share. I feel the sentiment, but I don't think that I believe that all of those quarterbacks are better than AOC. That's just my opinion. The ones that I name, I think they would be better than AOC, but you know what I mean? It's not that AOC is Terry Bell, but yeah, no. He's not what we thought he was. That's for sure. But new regime, new coach, right? Chip Kelly, but see, Chip Kelly like to do some things, man. And AOC, bro, he ain't got no wiggle to him, man. And that's just the crazy thing about, bro. He has no wiggle, none. We don't, you know what I mean? We don't need you to be Michael Vick. We don't need you to be any of that. But we need you to have some wiggle, my guy. We need you to have some wiggle. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about a little bit of the news as we wait for Q. Q's still coming. Don't trip. Actually, I'm gonna hold off on that. I'm gonna wait till Q come to bring up this next topic. So as I wait for the homie to pull up, let's talk about I want to talk about the division real quick, just loosely what we think about the division, right? We know what we got in the coaches, right? I'm talking to our division, AFC West. What we thinking? Hold on, let me get that banner off of there. What are we thinking with the AFC West? You know what I mean? How it's looking? We got your boy over there in I'm about to say San Diego, Los Angeles with the Chokers, one of the twins, and we got Sherbert. You got Sean Payton over with the Donkeys, with your boy that had himself a year. I don't even remember how many name over there. That's their starting quarterback, the youngster. And then of course you got Kermit and Kool-Aid Man. Okie dokie. Let's get him in here. Yo,
man. What's up with it? What it do?
hey, there he is, the guy. Man, welcome to the show.
Connection issues. I wasn't able to make it home. Got off a little late, but what it do, Raider Nation?
Oh, it's all good. It's all good.
Man, I heard you saying that. I get it. We got Pete. He he older, so we want to win now. We went out and got Geno, who's more of a win now guy, veteran quarterback. We just been so starved for that franchise guy, somebody that's going to be here for a decade. So that was my reason for saying Sanders.
I feel it. I was telling it. There's like 4 or 5 or 6 picks that if they pick I wouldn't be mad at the pick, right? I wouldn't be mad at it. I would understand because we can go a couple different directions. You know what I mean? I would understand it. Like if they went right tackle, you know what I mean? You'd be like, some people be like, damn, why that? But I would understand it. If you get Minbow or Will Campbell, you got the right tackle of the future who can then move over. Then we got the shit going on with Colt Miller, with him wanting a new contract. And no, it's not a holdout, folks, right? It's all voluntary shit. So because it's voluntary, him not being there don't necessarily mean that he's holding out. He can say that he ain't coming and he want a new contract, but it ain't a holdout yet. They ain't got to be there.
You know, whenever players in the last year they contract or something, I ain't exactly sure where he's at, but whenever in their last contract, you know, they always want some more guaranteed money.
Mm-hmm.
I know he was injured and whatnot somewhat last year and didn't play as good as he had the last few years. It's tough to get extra money and get your value when you didn't play great. So
right, that's a fact. You know, so then here's the added the question is, so here's the thing about players and when they get their money, it's like you in the NFL, you actually already earned the money that you get. Like when you come up on a contract, because when you're a rookie, you got a rookie contract, right? You got a rookie contract and you're playing. And then based off what you do, they pay you for that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So with Colt Miller, I feel like although he's been hurt, which that's been the problem with his quality, is he's been injured and battling injuries. But outside of him battling injuries, we can't act like he's not a quality tackle. He's a quality tackle. He's you know, he's battling injuries and he definitely has to be healthy. But with what's happening with our team right now, we can't afford to lose him. We can't afford to just be like, well, okay, he wants more money, but we ain't giving it to him, so fuck it, let's try to figure out something else. That can't happen. If that happens, then they're guaranteed going to get Minbow or Will Campbell with the 6th pick. That's just already the idea, because if you know for a fact that you just losing him, honestly thinking about this situation now, I probably would snag one of them anyways and pair them up with him anyways. You know what I mean? But again, if they went tackle, I'd be like, cool. If they went Sanders, you know, if he's fell there, I'd be like, cool. You know what I mean? Ginty, he's there, they get him. I'm like, cool. We can use any of that, right? And those would be effective. The Sanders or the quarterback, even if it's Jackson Dart or if it's Milroe, whoever the fuck, those picks to me, I just feel like, even though I know we need one, and if it's Cam Ward or whatever, that would be even crazier. But because we're having Geno, but I just know that we got Geno and they paid him enough money that he's playing, he's starting. He's going to be the starting quarterback.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And so I just want to be able to use the 6th pick. I want to be able to use that pick. I want that pick to be able to be utilized on the field.
Right. To come in and play. Yeah, that's ideal.
You know, that would be great word. That would be ideal for me, is to have that 6th pick be somebody that can be immediately impacted. Right. So.
And I feel it because, I mean, when you go out and get a good coach, you know, you go out and get a bona fide coach like Pete Carroll, but he's older, you want to win now. I mean, he ain't here for a decade. He here, only signed a 3-year contract or something. He already 75. So and that's why they went out and got Geno. Went and got him a veteran quarterback and then signed him to the extension. When I saw the extension, I said, oh yeah, we probably not going to draft a quarterback, you know, which is whatever.
But we actually won on the extension too, if you really think about it, because when he left Seattle, they were saying that he wasn't going to take nothing less than 40. And maybe even 45 a year, right? That's what he wanted. They were saying he wanted like 45 a year, and it was going to be somewhere around that. And I think we're getting him at what, like 30 something?
Yeah, right. I mean, it's a lot, but it's lightweight to going rate for a veteran bona fide starting quarterback.
I think it's a good like where he's at. It's in that sweet spot of value. It's a little bit, you know what I mean? Yeah, we would want it down more so we can have more for the team. Be selfish, but I feel like for what he wanted, what the current value is, who he is, we were right in that good little sweet spot for his contract. But that also solidified to me that nigga's playing, bro.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Period. You don't
He's
give up a
playing,
third
bro.
round pick and then sign him to an extension and he not playing. Period. For the value, I think we paid Gardner Minshew $25 million last year, so I definitely think that Geno's worth $10 million more than Gardner Minshew.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
You know, Geno's had his ups and downs, but when he got his rebirth in Seattle and sat behind Russ for a year or two, and then once he got his start, I mean, he was pretty decent, pretty solid. Took him to the playoffs one year. And then when you go, I think they traded the starting wide receiver, and they was getting rid of Lockett. Then he probably wants some more money. Like y'all finna trade my number one target.
And then he was over there getting beat up.
Right. Facts.
You know what I mean?
So,
he was over there getting beat up.
So I like to move. You know what I mean? I like to move because we needed a quarterback. And when you get a rookie quarterback, you don't know if the rookie quarterback gonna be, I'm gonna throw a high ceiling out there in a Jaden Daniels, or you don't know if it's gonna be somebody that starts and throws for. Even Peyton Manning won 2 games his rookie year.
But like Reef said though, in the past. See, that's the thing though. But so we've had this discussion before. None of that NFL shit applies to us. Not as fans, right? Like I'm saying, it applies still in the game, but it doesn't apply to us as fans because we have the expectation because we have been shit for years. So we don't have no leeway for no motherfuckers to get 3 years to develop, 2 years, 4 years to develop, build up your shit 3 years. No, nigga, I get it. That's how it usually go. Yes, a quarterback, usually you draft him, he sit behind the other guy, couple years. The offensive linemen, they're usually good in year 3. You know what I mean? You got linebackers, motherfuckers usually develop in like year 3. But with the Raiders, no, you do not get 3 years to develop. Nigga, you got to come in and you got to make an impact because we need to win. That I'm saying it in the perspective of this is how we think. We're trying to win. Nigga, we've been losing forever. So the whole, let's just let them develop and see what happens. And let's just go, 4 years down the road and see in 4 years, what type of play. Even though that's how it should be, guys. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. But because we were so terrible in development, we literally, until recently, had no homegrown drafted developmental players, right? So you got to have a cycle of that, a cycle of drafting good and keeping your players so that they're on the team for a while. But we've been in that free agency shit where we're trying to just get the motherfuckers free agent. So there's no opportunity to let somebody sit and grow because it's a rapid door of who's going to be able to come in and make something happen. You're not making it happen, you're out of here. Next motherfucker, you're not making it happen, you're out of here. And that's not how you develop a championship team. You have to be able to build.
And another thing, bro, to your point, it's hard to develop somebody. It's hard to develop players, period, when you change the coach every year and a half. I mean, because this coach, this general manager wanted this player, went out and got this player. You fire that dude after a year and a half, got an interim, get a new coach. I mean, now it's a new system. Last year we went with some dumbass different, changed up the blocking scheme. The offensive line was okay the year before, but then you come in and change the blocking scheme, and it's hard to develop anything. Shit, it's hard to do.
That's a fact.
when you go into an off season, you would like to have the same coach there, so you can go. So the offense and defensive players are the same, and now it's second nature. And now you get your second year in the system. Shit, we got a new system every year and a half, man. It's just rough.
Not only a new system, like a new system, a new philosophy, a new coach, new playbook, a new fucking like every year you're going to a new this guy likes to fucking do this. Then the next year you with a coach that we don't like to do that. We like to do this. And then the fucking very next year you with a coach that we don't like to do that. We do this. And, you know what I mean? So bro, it definitely makes a toll, takes a toll. To your point, Reef, I want to comment on that. That's honestly, when you look at back at, we talked about this. We go backtrack a little bit on the AP season. When you look at it, AP, when he said he wanted Jaden Daniels, right? I believe he was going to do what it took to get him, which is why he got Cliff Kingsbury to agree to sign with us to be the OC. Because it makes it to the crazy part about that, when Cliff Kingsbury pulled the McDaniels, right, at Indy with us, he ended up in Washington, where Washington knew that they were going to draft Jaden, right? And Cliff already knew he wanted to coach him. So when he talked to AP convinced him he was going to get Jaden Daniels. And Cliff was like, fuck yeah, I'm on board. Once he found out that Telesco was not going to do what it took to get Jaden Daniels, because remember, that came out too. That was a little shit between them. Telesco he didn't even inquire to try to move up to get Jaden at all, even though AP was saying they were going to do what they needed to do to get him. Cliff Kingsbury figured that shit out and was like, nope, I'm going to Washington. Fuck y'all. Went to Washington, got with his quarterback, and you see what they did together. Fucking crazy.
And they also tried to shortchange Kingsbury. They tried to short him a year on his contract, and that was an issue too. So I'm finna come here. Y'all not finna trade up, and you finna have me out here running with AOC and Gardner Minshew.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that was a setup. I think that was a setup job, though. You know what I mean? On our guy. Yeah, I think that was a setup job. But at the end of the day, they both got the axe. So
right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Facts.
Atlanta grabbing a quarterback after Kirk got that bag. No, you're right, brother. I'm not disagreeing with you, Reef. I'm not disagreeing with you. If they came to the draft and they said 6th pick, the Raiders select Shedeur Sanders, I would be happy, bro. I would be ecstatic. Because I also know that means that Dion is going to be around the team. Prime is going to be around the team, bro.
I think contract is really 2 years, right?
It is. It's a 3rd year option.
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
So that's how that would work. You know what I mean? Let him come in and prove himself, and and let's see what you got. And we got the heir apparent in the wings, where he ain't got to be thrown to the wolves.
If Geno takes us to the postseason and wins, do we bench him for Shedeur?
No. No. Fuck no. Hey, I mean, it is what it is. Hey, that'd be a good. I wish that would be it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit, when the Packers traded up and drafted Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre was still going to the playoffs, and they was going to run with Brett Favre until he was like, "I'm cool," and they did.
There's so many examples
at the end.
So many examples to that point. Like you saying, Reef, you right, Reef. There's that example. You got even Mahomes with Alex Smith, right? You got motherfucking Love, right? Over there in Green Bay. It's a lot of examples of the quarterbacks. They sit behind the cats You know what I mean? They get their bars up while the guy's up there, and it may be an injury. You right? It may not just be the guy leaves or retires. It could be, like you said, the injury happens, and you got to throw the guy in, and you got to be ready, right? So it's good to have a motherfucker that's like a Shador. Like if Gino do get hurt, which God forbid, right? That's
Right,
and this is
right.
and so this is. It takes me back to what I said originally about I feel this Geno trade was like it's like the Jason Campbell trade. I feel like it's going to be positive like that. It's going to be, but the only thing that can't happen is this nigga can't get hurt, right? I say that we say that about it. That be our Achilles heel with everything, bro.
With
Injuries.
everything, for sure.
That be our Achilles heel. Injuries, bro. So yes, he cannot get hurt. And if he did get hurt, yes, it would be great to have a motherfucker like Shador instead of having to throw AOC in. You know what I mean? But you know, we'll see.
I'm with you.
Huh?
I'm with you totally.
But yeah, man. I'm just excited. I'm excited about the year, man. You said what? New super fans? Remember when Deion was at a legend? Yeah, hey, he look. He said we could potentially get Shiloh too. Did Shiloh come out?
Yeah, he in the draft.
Yeah, we could potentially get Shador and Shiloh. Like he said I love for my sons to play here. We get Shiloh in the 7th round, 6th round, somewhere around there. You know what I mean? You feel me? Like it could happen.
Yeah,
it could happen. Both of them.
I like it, man. Because we all know that Shador was wanted to come to the Raiders. I mean, you know, they weren't expecting maybe Pete Carroll and trading for Geno, but
you know it's funny.
Him in and he don't have to come in and start. I think that's great.
The funny thing is, Travis Hunter, you know, is like Deion's son too, right? Y'all know his life situation. Travis Hunter is like one of his kids, and I know even though he says like all of the players are like his kids, and he is a coach that's like that, right? These are all my sons, but Travis Hunter is really like that nigga's son. Like it's just Shiloh, Shador, and Travis. They are like that. So when all of them say like they want to play they all want to fuck with the Raiders. I'm saying Travis, Shador, and Shiloh, they all want to fuck. If they could all come to the Raiders, they all would. They all want to fuck with the Raiders. They like the Raiders, but it's just not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen.
I'd definitely be happy with Travis or fucking Shador though. Right? Like I like Genty. I think he is solid. I just not if we draft him, it's cool. We're gonna run with it. I just think it's a lot of other good backs. They might not be as good as him, but it's a lot of other solid backs out there this year. I think
that to me, my friend, matters to me though. That matters to me. The fact that they're not as good as him. The fact that they're not as good as him matters to me because we need we drafted Brock Bowers. There was another tight end in that draft that was good too. He was like up there. I forget what his name was, but it was another nigga that went in the first round. He was that nigga, but he's not Brock Bowers.
Nah, man. Look, come on, man. Brock Bowers is different. Brock Bowers started at Georgia as a true freshman. At Georgia.
GT's not different?
I mean, he's solid, bro.
He's not. No.
He's not Brock Bowers. He's not in that class to me. No, he's not.
He's not different.
He's solid. He's very solid. He's not in the Brock Bowers class to me.
But he don't separate. I'm saying he don't separate from the other running backs to you.
I mean, he's a little bit better. Yeah, he's a little bit better. I got to see what he did against some of the better schools. I know it was one team he did pretty decent against. One of the they played a Power 5. I can't remember exactly which one, but I was looking up his stats. Go back and check. That was about a month or two ago when I was looking. But he did decent. You know, when you're playing, I don't know, Utah State and stuff. I mean, I guess, you know what I mean? That's all.
Right.
I mean, you know, it's I'm not trying to say anything bad about Ashton Genty. I think dude is solid. So let me just clarify. Let me just clarify.
And I'm kind of grilling you because I'm just curious. I'm just curious. You know what I mean? I'm curious
I mean,
because
that's like, so I think like how Marvin Harrison went, you know, what he went fourth or something. It was a couple receivers that, you know, wasn't quote unquote as good or as polished as him. The dude that went to the Giants, Malik Neighbors. It was another rookie wide receiver last year that was probably top 15 that balled out. They both balled out just 1 year.
Yeah.
But they both balled out better than Marvin Harrison. So I'm just saying, I think it's some people that's right there with Genty. He's the best running back in the class, but I think it's some people that's right there with it. I just think Brock Bowers was different. Brock Bowers went to Georgia as a 17, 18-year-old and started in the SEC on a championship winning team. I think that's just different than going to Boise State and balling out last year. I have to look and see what Genty did as a sophomore. I don't think it was 2000. Nothing. You know, he wasn't doing the Marshall Falk stuff or nothing. You know what I'm saying? He had, you know, Marshall balled out since he was a freshman, so you knew Marshall was what it was.
Right.
But dude, hard. I watched him play, man. He got vision. If we take him, I'm not mad. As long as we don't. Let me say this
He got
real
vision.
quick. I don't want to trade up with anybody.
Look, he got vision. He has power. He has speed. He breaks tackles. He catches out the backfield. He makes motherfuckers miss. He blocks. He I mean, this is.
You seen him block? You just saying that?
No, I've seen it. I've seen him. He blocks, bro.
It's a question.
Yep. Hey, and honestly, people will say too that the fact that Jacobs wasn't playing a lot is what allowed him to produce the way he did. Right? He wasn't beat down, so to speak. You know what I mean? And he was a little bit fresher. You know what I mean? Because he was running with the conglomerate of backs. You know what I mean? That was like a highlight of, well, even though we know he's good, he hasn't been utilized a lot. So his legs are running backs, they take a beating. So when he's taking less of a beating, he had a little more get up to him because he didn't have that wear and tear to him, which was a positive, right? It's not, I'm not saying as a negative, as a positive for Jacobs when he came in. You feel me? And so yeah, he was killing.
Yes, sir. That was a good pick right there. We don't have many good first round picks to brag about, but he was definitely one. I think we got 3 first round picks that year.
I'll take him back.
What?
I'll
take none of us wanted to see him leave. That shit was whack, but you know.
Now imagine that though. Imagine a deal like the second round pick and something for Jacobs.
I would do it, but you know, the contract he got with, I don't even think Telesco offered him a contract, which is just disrespectful. That's just crazy.
At all. No, at all. At all. They didn't offer him a contract at all, man.
What are we doing here?
At all, which is crazy. We got 3 days left, man.
I got on a little late. Who would you want to pick?
I said Genty. I said Genty. I think I said Genty on who. I don't think I said who I wanted, but I'll say that. I'll say Genty. You know what I mean? I do want a quarterback of the future. I do want that. I want that bad. I want it. You know what I mean? I just feel like Genty as a pick, to me, is somebody that we will be able to utilize his full value for a extended amount of time, barring injuries, right? Like everybody, barring injuries, we'll be able to use his value right now, but also it's going to be there. You know what I mean? As we build for whatever, you know what I'm saying? And that, but that's who I would want. But I could also see them, like I said, Shador would be fine. If any of the other cats that are in the top 5 fail, now I know that Thor said he don't want Mason Graham. He would be the least of the other ones that I would want. You know what I'm saying? But
that's the corner.
Nah, that's the defensive tackle from Michigan.
Oh yeah.
But if any of the other cast that was above us fail, you got your Abdul Carters, you got your Cams, you got your Travis Hunter, you know what I mean? Will Campbell, tackle from LSU, all that shit, whatever. Any of them cats was right there at 6, right? I doubt Abdul or Travis, whatever. But if they're at 6, I'm on it. Abdul Carter is at 6. I'm on it, bruh. On it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm definitely going GT, man. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Just like I said, we always say we're excited every year just because we're Raider. And if you're a fan of football, you should be excited every year. It's a new year. But as Raiders, it's a new season. You know how we get down. We always gonna be turned up. But I am having extra piece of positivity because of the way the organization is seemingly set up and running now, with implementing Tom Brady in as the person who's running football operations with his football mind. I'm more positive with the state of where the team is headed. You know what I mean? Because I know Tom Brady is a winner. I know his name and his money's at stake. And if you want to take it to that angle, right, his money's involved. So he wants to be as profitable as he can, right? And winning is definitely going to make you more profitable. Yeah, you can always make money, but when you win, you're going to make more than when you lose. And on top of that, seeing where they're going with setting up the front office and administration, right? He's familiar with Spy Tech from him winning in Tampa, so that they have that familiarity. We know what he looks like in terms of the type of people and the people that he's brought into Tampa in terms of Spy Tech and building up the Tampa team and the type of players, right? And then them bringing in a coach like a Pete Carroll. Obviously, there was other candidates that people wanted more or first that probably would have never come here. As like you got Ben Johnson that got mad because we didn't reach out to the motherfucker. He's talking about he didn't even want to come here. Don't even call me. And because we even inquired for an interview with the motherfucker, he got mad. Type of shit is that?
Yeah, fuck out of here.
He's like the audacity. The audacity.
Really?
Like, the hell? Huh?
That's for real?
No, that's for real, bro. You didn't hear that story? Ben Johnson's camp, he got mad at the Raiders for them requesting an interview him because all that stuff where like the fans were like, oh, we want Ben Johnson. He's the best. He did not want to fuck with us, bro. And he told them, don't even send me no shit. Because, when you send, like, all you got to do is just deny it. Nigga, you know what I mean? Like, you're mad. All you got to do is just.
I mean, you already knew where he was going anyway. You know what I mean?
Right.
Big offensive mind. I don't mean he's going to be a good head coach, but he went over there and they got the, same division. They got the number 1 pick from last year, So.
But no, that is an actual real story, bro. He was mad at the Raiders for asking him to come interview.
Yeah. Tramp.
So Pete Carroll, I feel like, is the best coach available. And he's not just I guess we got it. But he's a good coach. But when you look at who who we could have got, he's the best option available, bro. He's the best option available, and we lucked out. We lucked out with that option, and look at how we lucked out, right? So if we would have got another coach, it's no guarantee that that other coach would have been able to get Geno over here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All that plays a part, right? So them getting, and then somehow they pull a motherfucker who just come fresh off of winning a national championship, making money and shit, teams just winning championships, and they're like, "Hey, man, we need you to come over here and call plays for us, big dog."
Yeah, for sure.
And they slide in Chip Kelly, bro. Like, that's major.
Slide in Chip Kelly and kept Patrick Graham.
And kept Patrick Graham.
Yeah.
And kept Patrick Graham, bro. And kept Rob Leonard, who was being interviewed for head coaching positions. You know what I mean? Able to keep and defensive coordinator positions as well. But able to keep Rob Leonard in the building. You know what I mean? Resign Max. Extend, or not resign him, but extend Max. Extend Adam Butler. Resign Adam Butler. Resign Malcolm Coons. Give him a year deal, prove it deal. You know what I mean? Because they want to see what he about. We already know what he about, but they're gonna see what he about. We're gonna give you a year, see what you can do. He just got hurt, bro. Which is again, we just said that shit, right? The shit that fuck us up all the time is that we just can't stay healthy, bro. Well, we still haven't even seen what our defense looks like.
Right.
Christian Wilkins got hurt early in the year. Coons out for the year. Jacorian Bennett out for the rest of the year. Hobbs was hurt periodically here and there. You had Mike Epps out at the beginning of the year, out for the season, right? So like our whole defense, we really didn't see what the defense even looked like yet. We really ain't even seen it.
Yeah. And you gotta have a good coach, man. Let's keep it a buck, man. We in the division with Andy Reid, Sean Payton, Jim Harbaugh. I mean, we need a real coach, man. Like not somebody that's trying to do something, trying to be something up and coming. We need somebody to know what's going on.
Right. I'm a wait on it, Reef. I'm a wait on it. I hear you, because we love spills, bro. We love spills. I think we got another gem in Elandon Roberts, bro. I just believe it. With these linebackers that be coming from Pittsburgh, if anything else that we done seen from the future, I mean from the past that came back, that I'm not looking at Elandon and say that he's gonna be trash. I'm saying, okay, he's coming from that program, the same one that Spills just came from. And mind you, we took Spills from just taking over. Who was that? They linebacker. It wasn't Devin White. It was somebody else. It was another linebacker that we had wanted before. It was a young linebacker that the Steelers had, and Spillane took his spot. And then we ended up taking Spillane for the cheap. Elandon is kind of the same player.
Yeah, I can't remember. Spillane, only one I hated to see go, really, honestly.
No, I feel it. I feel it.
Shout out to Hobbs for getting $50 million as a slot corner. Shout out to Morig, got $50 million. I just thought that was a little too much. Good for them, though, for getting their money. And you can't pay everybody.
You can't pay everybody, man. And also you gotta we took a flyer on Spillane. What I'm saying is, before Spillane came to the team, wasn't nobody saying we should go get Robert Spillane. When we signed Robert Spillane, we was like, all right. And then we went to go.
Hey, y'all, I don't know if we can run back tape. I loved it. Because I watched him play, man. I watched him knock Derrick Henry back. That was the talk, and those were the highlights, right? When he was stood up, bro, at the goal line, all that shit. Elandon Robert got good tape too. Yeah, for sure.
He got good tape too, and then statistically grading wise, he graded out higher than Spillane. Like he's a higher graded linebacker. So I'm curious and excited to see what he's going to bring to the team. And he's definitely said he's going to bring tenacity. He come downhill laying the thumb. And it seems to be a theme too with some of the cats that they bringing in terms of physicality, right? With the Jeremy Chins and the Landon Roberts and shit like that. And the secondary cats that's a little more physical. Signed Palomar, so it seemed like Palomar is going to be the starting strong safety. You probably going to need another safety back there, but we still got I'm still obviously development is development, but right, we got all the young cats that we drafted 2 years ago, a year ago, that I'm still excited to see what are they going to bring to the team, right? Even though we talk about the draft, we got the cats in the background. Also, we was talking to Thor the other day, like on the O line, the big body boy, Dalton Wagner. He's still on the practice squad. What's his development like, right at the right tackle spot? The two young corners, DJ Devonshire and Dekamarion Richardson, right? What's their progression looking like? The safety, the young cat that was from Air Force, right? That was like the top strong safety in college or some shit like that. I forget what Trey's. I think his name is Trey something, right? The safety.
Yeah.
See what his development is like. You feel me? Like bring some of that shit to the Raiders. You know what I mean? Like, sure. Yeah, bro. What you feeling like, Q? What you thinking of? I've been on for an hour. You know, when I'm on, we can go. I can still talk. You got something that's on your brain. We can get into it.
Whatever you want to. I got a few more minutes on me, man. I'm on this mobile hotspot on my shit, so
okay.
I don't know how much longer my shit gonna last.
All right, well, shit, we could take a couple more minutes and then we can get on up out of here. Let me see. Let's see here.
Y'all know I like Young and Hungry, so hopefully just keep changing.
He said Lamar Willie was right. He said they. I just put Reeves' comment up. He said Lamar Willie was trash here though, because the comment I made about Pittsburgh linebackers.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. Spillane gonna ball out because Spillane is a baller. Reeve, that's you know what I mean? That's a fact. He's a baller. He's a baller. But all I'm saying is just how we gave him a chance when he came over. And yes, we seen what he was about. I'm giving Landon a chance too. And I'm gonna see what he about. You know what I mean? We ain't got no choice. All right.
None at all. None at all. You know, we always gonna keep it positive, man, and hope for the best.
and then we actually did bring in Devin White, right?
Yeah, you know, White, he was out there, so
he a little, you know, he a little longer in the tooth than when we wanted him at his prime, but
at the draft. I mean, he still ain't 30. I don't think.
No,
yeah, nah, he ain't 30, so he got a lot to prove. So he, you know, I think I thought that was a great deal. You know, bringing somebody is no real. You ain't paying no real money, so you know.
No, but even like I was saying about the corners and the line, Dalton Wagner, shit like that. What are we going to get out of the young linebackers that we had, right? And again, we can't. You could say, well, we can't depend on that, but that's what we got. That's how you develop, right? We developing players. So we still got Tommy Eichenberg, right? And he made a couple appearances, whatever. He looked, however, but what's his development like? Amari Burney, what's his development like? Amari Gaynor, what's his development like? Those are three linebackers that should come in and be able to make an impact. Will they? We don't know, but I'm saying they should, right? Even, you know, and there's some cats in the draft too, right? They could go try to grab some linebacker talent out this draft too. Linebacker is a position too. There's a couple cats out there, a lot of ballers.
For sure.
You know, but anyways, We've been on for an hour, 11 minutes. Q, I appreciate you being able to make it in through. Thor. Thor got to go get I think the doctor said he need a backiotomy. You know what I mean?
For sure. Cortisone shot or something.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But the big dog gonna be in the house next time, man. We appreciate y'all coming through, man. Since last little comment right here, hopefully we have more depth on defense. Hopefully, yeah, that's true, and that's what Thor. That's what Thor was saying too. He wanted to go all offense, right? We got enough defensive shit to work with, push it together. I know that in the draft they may get a piece here, two or there, but let's build this offense, get these weapons. You know what I mean? And make sure we get Geno comfortable in there so we can do some shit. But we appreciate y'all, man. Any last words from you, Q?
Yeah. Nation or nothing, man. Let's get it right.
Let's get it right, man. Nation or nothing, man. We appreciate y'all. Tell a friend, man. Share this shit, man. Raider Nation, we love y'all. RAIDERHOLICS. We'll be back next time with another one. Yee!